The Bears starters struggled in Kansas City. Nothing to overreact about here, but our starters did not have a great showing tonight in KC. In a packed house at Arrowhead Stadium, the Bears got off to a sluggish start. The starters played the entire first quarter and into the second quarter for both the Bears and Chiefs. The Chiefs would keep their starters on the field for a third drive on defense. It honestly seemed like this was agreed on by both coaching staffs before the game. But let's talk about how the starters played first on the offense. Things would get off to an ugly start. The Chiefs were already up 7-0 when we got the ball, and the first play of the game on offense was a blunder. Olamide Zaccheaus would run into Caleb in motion and cause Caleb to fumble the ball. He would jump on it, but it went for a 5-yard loss. Not the best way to start the game. And then we had a false start on rookie Colston Loveland, and the Bears were immediately backed up 2nd and 19. Caleb then avoided a sack and would throw the ball away, and we were looking at third and really long on the opening drive. Caleb would complete a nice 15-yard pass to DJ Moore on third and long, but that still led to a punt, 3 and out to start. Something I noted on that play was Drew Dahlman got bull rushed right back into Caleb's lap. Not a great sign. But I do think it was Chris Jones who did that. I'll check out more later. But when we got the ball back for the second drive, we were down 10-0. DeAndre Swift would get the ball 4 straight times to start the drive. He actually caught a ball in the flat and hurdled a defensive back and picked up our first down of the game on offense. But Caleb would then get sacked and put us in a third and long again. On this one, he held the ball too long, and it looked like he ran himself into pressure on the play. Not Caleb's best play. On the next play, he would complete a pass to Colston Loveland short of the first down, another punt by the offense. It's hard not to call this a sloppy start for the offense. DeAndre Swift was our biggest bright spot early on, but the Bears starters did get it going a bit to start the second quarter. Caleb would have a big 18-yard run, and we drove down the field and got into the red zone for the first time in the game. But on third down, Caleb would throw an ill-advised pass in the end zone that looked like it could have been intercepted until Rome Odunze made a smart play reaching out and deflecting the pass. That ended the drive. It set up a 4th and 5. The Bears would get an easy chip-in field goal to make it 17-3. The Chiefs starters were still in the drive for this game, but overall, it's hard to be impressed by what we saw by the starters on offense. They put together one scoring drive and 2 drives where they just did not look ready to go. And on defense, it really didn't look much better. It started out again on the very first play. Our cornerback, Nashawn Wright, got hit with 2 penalties on one play. They didn't show him commit the flag on the replay. It looked like he had solid coverage on Rashee Rice, but they hit him with pass interference and a face mask penalty, 30 total yards on the first play. And then Noah Sewell would get burnt down the seam. Brashard Smith should have had a big gain, but he dropped the ball. But then on the third play, Mahomes would complete a first down. Jervon Dexter was clearly held on the play, but of course there was no flag. One of the things I was watching when the Chiefs had the ball is their first-round pick, offensive tackle Josh Simmons, and he looked really solid blocking Dayo Odangbo. I was watching him most of the first drive, and he honestly looked really good. Isaiah Pacheco would score a TD to cap off the first drive, and then on the second drive, Nashawn Wright again. This time, he got beat deep by Tyquan Thornton for a 58-yard reception early in the drive, immediately putting the Chiefs in scoring range. They should have went up 14-0, but Kareem Hunt would drop a wide open TD pass, but they went up 10-0 halfway through the first quarter. On the third drive of our defense, the Chiefs came out with 5 straight first downs to end the first quarter, setting up a first and goal play. But Jervon Dexter again almost came up with a big play. On the fourth play of the drive, he was really close to sacking Patrick Mahomes. But honestly, the Chiefs would move the ball with ease against our first-team defense. They would score a TD on the first play of the second quarter, 17-0 start, and the starters would leave the game. but they orchestrated three straight scoring drives to get this game started. And honestly, it should have been three straight touchdown drives, but the Bears got lucky. Not a promising game for our starting defense, but there is something to remember here. This is preseason. If we would have won, yes, we might have got overhyped a little bit, but Dennis Allen was keeping things very vanilla on defense. I expect more aggression from him during the regular season. Same with Ben Johnson, who already confirmed that his preseason playbook is the same it's been since 2018. It's just throwaway plays that shouldn't make his playbook for the regular season. We should see Ben Johnson's real offense soon. The Bears would put in their second team defense after that third drive, taking out their starters, but surprisingly enough, they kept Caleb Williams in the first team offense in the game for one more drive, most likely because the Chiefs held the ball so long there. It basically gave Caleb Williams and the starters a chance to run the 2-minute offense. So that was something that was nice to see before halftime. We did see some signs of life on the final drive from the Bears offense, as Caleb Williams would engineer a touchdown drive in the 2-minute offense. He started off by throwing a beautiful deep ball, a back shoulder throw to Rome Odunze, who would actually drop it, and Caleb would take a big hit on the pass. But he came back on the next play and hit Rome for a big gain, 37 yards, setting up first and goal. Back to back beautiful passes by Caleb, and then he would hit Rome Odunze for a touchdown. Not a great night by the starting offense. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but putting together a nice TD drive to go into halftime, erasing the deficit to just 10, at least a nice way to end the night for Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze. And we wanted to see the starters get into the end zone. I think it was a good way to end the night. But I already know what people will say. Oh, look, Caleb scored against the third stringers. Ha ha. Let's celebrate that. Look, I know we didn't have a great night on offense, but this was a good way to end it. But overall, the Bears did struggle in Kansas City. The starters would struggle going into halftime down 20-10. I'll be back in the morning with a takeaway of the entire game, but I wanted to get this out to talk about how the starters looked in this one. Let me know how you guys are feeling. As always, I appreciate everyone who watches. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned. And until next time, bear down.